And it's always how I post valuable content in this channel. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and make sure to comment below. In my last video, I got a comment, and my viewer was asking me, Mike, how come you sound very different? There is some who ask me, are you from Australia? How come you have that Australian accent? Are you Chinese? Were you born in China? How come you sound Chinese even when you speak English? Honestly, I am not Chinese. I haven't been to the UK. I haven't been to Australia whatsoever. If my accent sounds confusing, as you call it, guess what? Many years ago, when I moved to China, I couldn't speak English. I couldn't even say a word in Chinese. Life was pretty hard. Like, I mostly only spoke some French, and I could speak a little bit of my dialect, my Cameroon dialect, which I don't even speak so well. So life was hard, guys. I had to get a job. I had to find a job. And when I moved here into China, I only had $30. That's all I had. So what next? I had to survive. Chinese couple. Hi. The girls are always brave to talk to foreigners that meet on the street. I would think that the guys are usually a little bit shy. Just my own perspective. Mostly, when you look at the streets here in China, mostly only find very nice cars, nice brand cars. There is a Tesla over here. Oh, in my last video, I almost got kicked out by some of my viewers who tell me that, Mike, like, what are you saying? That is not that is not a Mercedes. That is a BMW. You see, that is the point. Like, we humans, we mostly realize people's mistakes. But what is right, like, I posted a video and I made mention of lots of things, like no one heard any of that. They only heard the part which I mentioned, the Mercedes and BMW thing. You see? That's crazy, guys. Really crowd. The holidays are approaching. Chinese New Year is in the corner. The New Year is in the corner. Everything happens during the Chinese holidays, approaching towards Spring Festival, the biggest holiday in China. When I got to the airport in China, I had no friends, I had no family member. I was highly in debt back home in Cameroon. I started learning English by myself. I had no instructor, I had no teacher. I just started learning from like scraps of materials here and there. And that is how I possibly developed that. Mike, you sound strange. Like, what accent are you speaking? I don't get it. Don't take it against me. I learned in a different way. So that's how I sound. Different. The thing that I realized is learning a language, be it any language, be it Arabic, be it English, is it Spanish, is it French, is it Japanese, whatsoever. I haven't learned that, but I think learning a language is the same methodology. There is just one trick that once you get it right, you can learn any languages. Like regardless of what kind of languages, you could just pick it up like this. Make sure to watch the video till the end. At the end of the video, as always, I'm going to give some powerful tips that is going to help you to learn any languages that you want. And these are the same strategies, the same methods which I use to be able to speak English as a second language, be able to speak Chinese, and even sound like almost a native speaker. Mike, what? You sound almost Chinese? There is this comment that hi. There is this comment that I should address. Someone asked this question, Mike, how come your feedbacks in your videos as a black person living in China is pretty different from what lots of foreigners, lots of blacks have been saying about life in China? Like, how come you get a totally different treatment in China? Hello. Man, you know, like, I think there is a lot of reasons. The first reason is, depending on where you live, the city, the province, you might get a pretty different treatment experience. It's different. And also, I think the most important is your personality. Like, I believe that when you have a good personality, you know, like when you are people's person, you know, like people, 你好 周末快乐 Like, when you have a good personality towards people, like, they can't help it, you know, like, it's difficult for them to treat you like badly, like negatively. And don't get me wrong, because it happens. And if I'm telling you that I never get any terrible treatment, like never ever, man, I should be lying to you, and I won't do that. I mean, there is times when I walk out the streets like this and I just get treated badly, you know, like some people just hate me for existing, you know, they just hate me for being black or anything. But you know what? That is not in my program. Like, that's something I don't care much about. So I just focus on the good side. I think that there is a lot of troubles in the world. Like, there is wars everywhere. There is conflicts. There is fightings, race issues, color, discrimination. There is all of that already in the world. But what if humans could live as one, regardless of all the differences, the cultural difference, the language? So I think that is more about Black in China videos. That is what I want to show the world. Like, people could still live as one. You see that little kid, she's pretty small, but she can tell. Say hi. She can tell the difference. Like, man, Who is that guy? Sometimes even pets would tell the difference. This person is in Chinese. Hi. They can tell. Nice to meet you. Hello? Ah, you again. Oh my. Oh, they literally had to turn over just to do that. Sometimes some people say hi and I want to talk to them, I want to have a conversation with them, but they are just being shy. It's difficult having a conversation with someone who wants to talk to you, but they feel shy. Oh. Lots of my viewers have been asking me, Mike, what is your best recommendation to learning Chinese? Like, how come you learn Chinese so fluently and you even sound like a native speaker? Like, what method did you use? I'm going to say there is no right or wrong method learning a language. If you start by learning the traditional way, how most people start by learning Chinese, you could be learning for the next 5 years, and I'm telling you, like, literally, I have foreign friends here in China who've been learning Chinese in universities for a couple of years, but they still sound like crap. And I asked them, like, why do you learn at your universities? And they pick up lots of books and textbooks, and we've been doing this, we learn this or that, but they can't have a 10 minutes conversation in Chinese. Believe it or not, like, learning a language, there is no right or wrong method to start learning. It is more about what is your goal. Say that there is people who learn a language in just a few days, just a couple of months, and there is people who will be struggling to learn Chinese for the couple of years. Like, they can't get it. My best recommendation to learning Chinese is by repetition. You want to learn just like a baby. You remember how you started learning your native language from when you were born. Before you even started going to kindergarten, you could listen to your parents. You could speak some phrases. You could communicate. So, if you want to start learning Chinese and you want to begin with vocabulary, or you want to begin with the tones, you want to begin with all of that Chinese characters, man, you're gonna fail. I can communicate really well in Chinese, but there is still a lot of things, a lot of words, a lot of Chinese vocabularies that I still do not understand. But that is pretty fine because I can communicate, and I think that is the most important thing with language. You have to be able to speak out, you have to be able to listen to people talk and have this conversation going. I would advise you to have some key phrases that you want to learn, and you can write this down. And each time when you go out there, you try to go through these phrases. You want to keep repeating these phrases. When I started learning Chinese, I would write on a piece of paper in English and in Chinese some short phrases like what is your name, what do you like, maybe I like watching movies. So I'm going to keep memorizing these phrases, and when I go out there and meet people, that is the language that I'm going to use to talk to them. Be asking, but if I have to start learning Chinese from simple phrases And what about the tone? What about grammar? Like, I believe that like learning grammar is something that takes time, and that is something that you can learn in the future. You can learn grammar in the future. You can learn about pronunciation in the future. You begin with speaking. Damn it. You start by speaking. Any other thing comes later on. When you can have an open conversation with people, you can ask someone, 你叫什么名字? Or 你来自哪里? 你喜欢做什么? When you can say that, then you can start thinking about grammar, and I think it should be more preferable if you have a kind of friend or someone you can talk to, because like if you are making friends online and maybe having a conversation online, you can't have that quick learning like pretty fast, because it's pretty different. When you have a conversation with someone in person, I think it is more emotional. Like you can learn a lot of things just looking at this person and like their body movement, and it helps even much more than just learning from someone online. It is also going to help when you have a conversation with someone, if you can record what your conversation is all about. Let's say that I move out, I want to practice a couple of phrases that I've been learning. 你来自哪里? 你喜欢吃什么? 你喜欢做什么? I am going to record that. If I have this conversation with someone on the streets, I can record it. And after I get back home, I can keep listening to that audio or video file. The more you hear the same thing being said a lot of times, there's no way you can struggle learning a language. When I was learning Chinese, I used to watch Chinese movies. Man, I would sit right there in front of my TV and learn. Just listen to them talk. And as time goes on, man, I tell someone, I've been hearing about 不可能. What does that mean? That's how you learn it.